She was a fantastic person. She had 4 brothers. She grew up in Baltray, outside Drogheda, in Termonfeckin. And she was the youngest of 5. Her 4 brothers were all older and they were all golfers. And Philomena tagged along behind with her brothers and she played golf with her brothers. So, having 4 brothers, she wasn't going to be intimidated by any man.
Yeah.
And her brothers were good to her. They encouraged her and they taught her how to play. And by the time she had reached 21, she was better than her brothers.
And she was born in 1926, and obviously, so she also was the very first professional golfer female golfer in Ireland.
Yes, she turned professional in 1964. And believe it or not, she played an exhibition game down in Castle Troy in Limerick, where I come from, where I live. And in 1964, with Christy O'Connor Sr., Eric Brown, the Ryder Cup player and Ryder Cup captain, and Brian Huggett from Wales, who was also a Ryder Cup player and a Ryder Cup captain. And those 3 gentlemen would be well known as being tough, hard competitors. In fact, any successful professional back in those days had to be tough, because if they didn't win tournaments, it was no use finishing 10th in tournaments back then. You didn't make any money.
There was no money to be made, exactly.
You had to be a winner. So these guys were serial winners, you know.
And you have a great story about herself and Christy O'Connor losing.
Yes.
Tell us what happened.
They played in an exhibition match in Clontarf, and Christy was paired with Philomena to play against Harry Bradshaw and Pat O'Sullivan from Tramore. And they started kind of badly, and Christy said to Philomena on the 4th or 5th hole, "You didn't tell me that this O'Sullivan lassie was such a good player."
Yeah.
And she looked at me and said, "What's that got to do with anything? You can only play your own ball. What's that got to do with anything? You want to pull up your socks, Christy."
Yeah.
Well, Christy didn't pull up his socks, and they were beaten out the gate. They were beaten 6-5 or 6-4 or something like that, which is a pretty comprehensive margin.
Yeah.
And Christy said to Philomena, "I'm sorry I played so badly, Philomena. Come on, we'll go in and we'll have a drink." And sir, what does it matter? And she said, "You can go in for a drink on your own. I'm not interested."
Yeah. And that is some measure that even in an exhibition game, she was ultra competitive, never liked to lose, and she was a record winner. She won 15 Irish closes.
She played in 15 finals and she won every one of them. Now just think about that
for a second. Which is sensational.
But not only did she win them, but she won them by huge margins. She won them by 5-4, 6-4, 7-5, 8-7. She won them by huge margins. She had the life frightened out of all the competition. And she had a very, very good record for Ireland.
Yes, I remember
internationals.
Yeah.
She won something like she won 40-something matches out of
50-something for Ireland. Yeah.
Which was a tremendous achievement, because she always played up at the top of the order. She
so she was playing the number one.
She was playing the number 1 player from the other countries. And then she was picked on the Curtis Cup team, which is the Great Britain and Ireland team to play against the Americans every second year. And she was picked to play on that, and she was always up near the top of the batting order in that as well, until 1958.
Yeah, she played from 1948 to 1956 in Curtis Cup. That's phenomenal.
She did. She played more than that, actually.
Really? Yeah.
But in 1958, there was an arbitrary decision made by the president of the LGU, who would be in charge of the GBNI team, that they'd change the badge, the crest on their blazer lapel and on their sweaters.
Yeah.
And the badge was changed to a Union Jack. And I have a photograph of that Union Jack badge in the thing.
In the book.
And Philomena said, as a player from the Republic of Ireland, she couldn't wear a Union Jack.
Yeah.
And there was nearly an international incident over it.
Yeah.
But the LGU refused to change the badge.
This is the English Union who would have been running this,
And Philomena refused to play.
Yeah, phenomenal. She wasn't having any of it.
She wasn't having any of it. And guess what happened? They changed the badge then for the next year.
Yeah.